Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you today? Hope you're well. Thank you for bearing with us. I just had a couple of camera glitches, so never mind, you're on a different camera at the moment. And how are you today, Marion?
Not been up as long as perhaps I'd have liked to have been, but yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
so
You didn't see me yesterday. I had what I called old lady's hair, where it was really fine, that really fine sort of halo-ish thing.
yeah.
And this morning, of course, it's wet.
Oh, wow. Well, it's.
And you?
I think it's been one of those days, hasn't it? So I was up at a decent time, but I just had so many things. We do not have a living room floor at the moment. So if you can imagine, the whole of our stuff is everywhere. It's just, never mind. But we had a really...
Where are you doing your show from? Broadcasting from?
A tiny, tiny corner of the dining room. I have this much, and then I've got lots of planks of wood which are joists there, so I have to wander around them to get into the kitchen. It's interesting at the moment, but we guess
you have to do us a little video and put it on Gogglefrogs and show all the gaps in your floor and what have you.
I will do. I will share. I'll try and put a little picture on for you. I'll do it while the music's on in a minute. So good morning, everybody. And it is episode 141. Can you believe it? So sorry I wasn't here yesterday, but I had a big meeting yesterday afternoon and I just needed to prep to it. And eventually I did say, actually, Robert, do you mind if I don't come on today? yesterday. So I know that you all had a lovely Gogglefrogs with him anyway. And you popped on for half of it as well, didn't you, Marion?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So all good. So anyway, should we say some good mornings?
Yeah. Can I just say I've got to go early today as well?
Of course, you're going shopping again.
Yeah. Because thanks to Tracy. No, not thanks to Tracy. That's thanks to Tracy's very, very good input. I have changed my mind about the table. I was dithering, and Tracy knows what I'm talking about. And thank you so much, Tracy. You managed to make my mind up for me. So you're a star, an absolute star.
Fabulous.
We went and we bought a new dining room table. I just went, no, I want oak, but I ordered grey chairs. And then I dithered as to whether perhaps the oak should have been washed grey. And I said about it yesterday. And I put a message about it on Gogglefrogs, and Tracy, bless her, said, well, can you show us a picture? And do you know what? I actually managed to cut and paste an actual picture of the first time I've ever done it. So Tracy's done me big favors. And I put it on and she went, I think grey. Can I see the chairs? So I did the chairs as well. And she said, I think the grey, Marion. So yeah, Tracy, thank you again. You are a star, an absolute star. Thank you so much.
So you're going back to change it then today?
Yes. Luckily, it's not being delivered till next week.
Oh,
so I've got that option. But yeah,
perfect. Absolutely brilliant. So well done. And as ever with Gogglefrogs, it's a great community that we don't only look at what you're buying for, shall we say, wool. Gogglefroggers can help with dining room chairs and tables and everything else.
Oh yes, exactly. Because of course, with Richard, because he can't see, it's so lovely to have somebody else's input.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And that's what Tracy did. Bless her.
Oh, so that's lovely. So thank you. And again, we have to live with these things for years, don't we? So getting it right is so key. It's not like a cardigan that can stick in the wardrobe forever and a day. We do actually have to see dining room chairs every day once they're in our homes. So that's really good. So top to bottom or bottom to top, Marion?
Bottom to top.
Okay, so big hello and welcome to Tracy. So thank you so much. And hello to Marion. And hello to Louise. And hello to Janice. And hello to Denise. And hello to Deborah. And hello to Brigitte. So lovely, lovely, lovely to see you.
Good morning, one and all.
Yes, yes. So that's really, really good.
Saying, what was that noise? I said it's the Rolling Stones. He says, no, you trying to sing along with it. What was that noise?
Oh dear. Oh,
I was belting it out.
oh, were you? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I hope you enjoyed that, Rolling Stones. I know I've told this story before, but my mum did see the Rolling Stones before they were famous. And it was in a club somewhere where it was, well, it was actually a swimming pool, but then they put a cover on top of the swimming pool and it became like a dance floor. And they had bands there. So she did see the Rolling Stones before they were famous. So, yeah, but never when they were famous. So,
weren't they? Didn't they look young?
I know, they were like babies, weren't they?
I mean, the smooth skin and the complexion.
I know. And isn't it incredible that are all of them still going today?
Sorry?
Are all of them still going today?
No, Brian Jones is dead, isn't he?
I don't know, but
Richard's just yelling at me. Brian Jones is dead. He's been dead years.
Oh, right, okay. But you've got at least 2 or 3 out of the band who are still going, which is great. So,
and Keith, what's his name? Morning, Safia. What's Keith?
Yeah, I don't know them.
Surname Keith. Hasn't he become a dad again recently?
Richards, is it?
Keith Richards. Yeah.
Yes, at his ripe old age. So, well,
I think he's got children younger than his grandchildren.
Oh, never mind. I'm getting that thought out of my head and I'm moving on. You know, and just think the mind boggles. But you know, whatever floats his boat.
Exactly.
And as long as he's happy and the family are happy, that's all that matters.
Yeah. So, he says he drowned in a swimming pool.
Oh my word! Gets worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, and Richard's just yelling at me again in his roller. So he was in a Rolls Royce and he drowned in a swimming pool. So he must have driven the Rolls Royce into a swimming pool and couldn't get out the Rolls Royce and drowned.
My mind is totally mashed now, so I'm going to get on to knitting.
Let's move it.
Sorry about the Rolling Stones is just really, yeah. So we're going to go through the chat.
I think that's an excellent idea. I think that we opened up a whole new can of worms with that one.
I know. So good morning, Pete, says Brigitte 141. Thank you so much. Who can believe it? 141. It's unbelievable. Denise says, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Everyone. And good morning to you too. Georgie says morning and kisses, which is lovely. Deborah says morning all. Tracy says morning. Louise says morning everybody. Sun is shining in Derby. Absolutely wonderful. We had a little bit of rain first thing, but it looks a little bit windy, but we've got bluish grey skies, so that's a good thing.
I'm just looking.
Fabulous. Tracy says 141 and all for one. Lol. I love that, Tracy. So that goes on to the Gogglefrogs Hall of Fame, along with was it Costa del Gogglefrogs? And there's a couple of other one-liners. So
yeah, there was Seb. Was it Seb when Robert did his
chipmunk.
Not chipmunk.
Strippers Express Delivery.
Really, that was it.
Yeah, SED, which is when he did. It's one of the it one of the walls? No, it was the reveal of the T-shirt when he did the striptease.
Yeah, your first ever merchandise.
Yeah. Oh, how funny. And Brigitte says, Louise, look at you. Send some down, please, as it's disappeared after 2 minutes. Oh, maybe we've got the 2 minutes here at the moment. Marion, remind me. I need to tell you about lights and last night after we've done the chat.
I'll have to write that down.
likes. Um, and Tracy says, oh, I hope you're happy with it in the end. And I think Marion is going to be very happy with the choices of the chairs and everything. So thank you for your help and input there. Louise says, Brigitte, hopefully it's on the way down the country. Let's hope so. But it looks very, very nice out there. So I may even go for a little bit of a walk today. Let's see. Tracy says, had I not seen the chairs, I would have probably said oak, but after seeing it all, I think the grey definitely suits it better. So, yeah.
I think it's the traditionalness of it all going with the oak. You immediately think of a dining room table as oak or walnut, mahogany or teak, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm thinking grey, hang on a minute, that's a little bit outside the box. Whilst I like to think I can think outside the box, perhaps that was a little bit too outside the box. So I needed encouraging out of it.
That's perfect. And thank you for that.
Yes.
And Brigitte says, I kept out of that conversation as I'm not good at furnishing. My motto is, if the piece is of use and is useful and functional, I'm not bothered. I'm a little bit like you, Brigitte.
Yeah. William Morris had that comment as well, but he added in the word beautiful as well. If the piece is not either beautiful or useful, then it's not worth having.
Oh, that's good. And Brigitte says, a real classic. How it annoyed my parents' generation at the time. I suppose it would have done, didn't it? It was a little bit different. And Marion says, Brigitte, definitely.
And Red Rooster. Little Red Rooster.
What's a Red Rooster?
That was one of the stones as well. Little Red Rooster.
Was it? Sorry, I'm not So I don't really know any of their music. Georgia said that was brilliant. Well, if it wasn't, if you weren't strutting around the room before, you should be now. Safi says, good morning and lovely to see you, Safi. Brigitte says, yes, he drowned in the swimming pool. Anne says, morning, everyone. Hello, Anne. Brigitte says, yes, he did. And David said, good morning, everyone. Hello, David.
Oh, good morning, David. How are you?
I know. Lovely, isn't it? So,
I'm tangled.
I was going to tell a little story. So last night, as I said, we've got lots of work going on at the moment. And bearing in mind, we are having to live on our little bit of the dining room, which gives us about that much leg room off the settee. And then we've got Joyce. So that's where we eat our tea on a night. And then to walk into what was the dining room, there is now no floorboard. So it's about that much lower, which means we walk along our front room and then we can't really see out of the windows because they're too high now, so we can only just peek through the shutters. And we hadn't shut the top of the shutters, and we just kept seeing this massive bright thing with lights on top going past, and it looked like when they do the cropping, like a big combine harvester.
Yeah.
It passed about 7 or 8 times. Now, bearing in mind, we're ready for bed, so we can't be bothered to go out of the side door, to go out to the front of the house to look what's going on. So we thought, never mind. I'm sure we'll find out. And we went out this morning and we now have white lines all down the front of our road. This thing was going backwards and forwards. It's just like, it can't be gritting. We're not, when you look at your phone, we're not going to have snow tomorrow. And then you think, well, it's not cropping time. Well, never mind. So yeah, we know.
Is it a UFO?
Well, it's just what on earth is in October, because the farms don't do anything with the big combines, so they should be out. But what is it? So they were white lining at about 10-11 o'clock last night, which is rather bizarre.
So have you got a cellar under your floor?
No cellar, no.
So how come you've got such a big drop under your joists?
Don't know. That's what they did 200 years ago, and that's just clay. That's just a clay floor. So that's just the ground.
So you've got a big sort of empty void?
Yeah.
Are you sure there's nothing down there?
No, it's just clay.
You don't need to get the local archaeologists to see if there are any Roman remains or anything.
Found one bone Oh, I found. I'll show you. It's here. That's what we found. This place has been cleaned out by previous people, so that's all we found. But yeah, so it's yeah, we now have white lines outside. I haven't even gone out to look yet, so I will do soon.
I hope they're straight.
So do I, and I'm so glad that I actually put my car on the drive last night. So we've actually, because a lot of the time I park on the car. Sorry, not I park on the road rather than on the drive. So I'm glad I put it on the drive last night, or else they wouldn't have been able to put white lines outside our house.
They might have got it in the car. Mind you, your
Yeah.
car's white, isn't it? Your new one.
No, it's grey. Grey.
Grey.
So never mind. It's interesting that they work so late at night, but it makes sense, doesn't it, when nobody else is around?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I haven't got any knitting on at the moment. I've got to either start something or finish something, but
well, should I virtually give you this knit night to do? Is it knit night? It's going slowly now. I weighed it last night and I couldn't believe that I still had 40 grams left. And that's 40 grams. So I've used 60 and I need another 20 to do, yeah, to finish off. But it's that deep.
it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. I tell you something, I do actually think that the next knit night I'm doing, I'm going to go down to about 12 or 13 grams at the end, because I did actually have about 8 grams left.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I think it's because all different, you know, sock wool, etc., is different thicknesses, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do that in future. And I found a little bit of I found this purple wool at a show. This is going back about 6-7 years ago, and I was going to do it for my my niece. That must be about 4 or 5 years ago. So I was going to make something for my niece. Got it home. It was this beautiful dark purple colour. It was hand wash only. You know, you just think, can't do that for a child. So I think that may be a knit night for me. It is in there, but I need to double check what size needles I need for it. So,
well, I called into the shop,
yeah,
and asked Jackie if she still had that poncho pattern, and she said yes, and she's going to see if she can look it out. So I've put something big on hold to see if she comes up with the pattern. If she doesn't, then I'll go on to something else, and I'll still think about what I'm going to do with that purple. I have got something at the back of my mind as to what I'll do with it. It's a jumper I've done before, but I don't know, because I have to do some adjusting to the sleeve lengths,
as we do.
Yeah. But yeah. Rita's saying that she had just earth under their cottage, as it was built on mud next to the canal at the end of the 18th century for the canal boats to unload their wares to be sold in Leighton Buzzard.
Yeah, it's totally normal, especially in this area. Most older houses, that's what they're built on. And do you know what? The interesting thing, my hubby was panicking about putting the joist down. And I said, Alan, they'll be perfect. Back then, 200 years ago, things were perfect. And he balanced one joist on the bottom. You've got like a lip and a brick, and the joists actually sit on those 2 bricks. And you know what? They are perfect. They are just, whenever he puts the, you know, that measuring thing to see
spirit level.
That's it. See if it's plumb or not. Absolutely perfect. And you think in a lot of properties now, they're not, because I know we bought a new build before this, and the walls were wonky. We had electric wires where the television socket, no, where the telephone line should have been, had wired an electric socket. So when the BT man came to install and connect the BT telephone, he had a little bit of a shock. So it wasn't us, it was brand new. But
was it an actual electrical shock, or was it a shock at the quality of the workmanship, or both?
Both.
When we had our garage converted, he's going, your wall's not straight, and we know that our living room wall isn't straight. From top to bottom, there's a gap of about 1 inch, and that's the living room wall between us and next door. It's
weird. But yeah, these old properties that are built on nothing more than clay, and like you say, Peter, your old cottage was built on, you know, just the earth, the mud. They last, and you know, they get a little bit damp. They do move because during the year it'll get a bit waterlogged at certain times of the year, and then it'll go away. But it's really quite strange. So I've put a couple of pictures in. So
one of the houses we had was built in 1901, and we were only the second family to live there, and the walls were true. Everything was true, even though it was brick. Everything. It was just amazing. Tracy, the poncho pattern is a Louisa Harding one. It came out of one of her books, and the model wearing it is tall and very svelte and only a size 10, but being a poncho pattern, it fits all sizes, including moi.
Yeah, I will have I know I've got a couple of Louisa Harding books, so I will have a look, Marion, before I come out. I'll make a note of that now. And see. And again, if anybody else is missing patterns, let us know, because they may.
Yeah, me too. Because I've got a bag full. Literally, I measured it 9 inches, 10 inches, like that, of patterns. If it wasn't lockdown, I'd say, come round, have a look, have a rummage. But even then, you're still welcome. If it's a fine day, just send me a message and say, can I pop round? And I'll put them all out in the garage end of the conversion, and the table, and you can have a rummage, and I'll provide you with a cup of tea and a Rington's biscuit.
Oh, isn't that nice? Nothing like Rington's at all, is there?
It's more than Richard gets, he said.
Oh, so shall we have a quick look and see what's in Facebook?
Yeah, I'm counting to 6 again.
Oh, right, okay. I've just realised that I need to log on to Facebook, so let's have a quick look.
Yeah. Who would have thought it was so difficult to count to 6?
I know that feeling. I really do.
It might be Tracy. Tracy's saying, oh, don't think it's the one I got from there. I had one from there of one of the sample ponchos they have on display. It's one that Jackie wore quite a lot a few years ago. It's got a sort of a leafy pattern along the bottom. 2, 4, 6.
Right.
I'm checking time. I've got about 1/4 hour before we've got to go, because they've changed the bus times again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will message you and come and collect whatever you have. So thank you ever so much, peeps.
All right.
For your generosity.
There's no need to make a special journey, Angela, because I've ordered more. Yeah. Richard stopped at the top of the stairs. So. No, he's got new hearing aids, so he's can hear anything.
Oh, so
I've just had a raspberry blown at me.
Oh, so thank you to Janet, because she sent me some beautiful bunting. So thank you very much. And I've got a conversation with my friend tomorrow, but I've sent her a picture of that already. And I know that there's gifts as well. So it'd just be really nice, you know, if there is somebody there who doesn't have a present on Christmas Day from their family, then the home can wrap one up and give them a lovely present. And likewise with bunting at my friend's niece's care home, they're just wanting to make it prettier and brighter and things like that. So that's good. So let's have a quick look at Gogglefrogs. Of course, we're looking at Gogglefrogs on Facebook. I'll just go and have
And it's usually the men that get left out, isn't it? The ladies, it's usually quite easy to find something suitable for them. Finding something for the men, that's difficult.
So that'd be lovely. They haven't got a clue yet. I haven't told them, but I know
they'd like surprises, I'm sure.
they will. So this is from Denise. Wow, that was quick. Thank you, Angela and Robert. So you've got your Pudsey Bear pack, and as you can see there, there's we've just made it so there's enough for the white and the pink and the green, so you haven't got loads and loads left, and your fluffy stuff as well, you're filling. So glad, I can't believe how quickly it got there. So fabulous. Brigitte has put this on for a Throwback Tuesday. This was a workshop in 2005 at Ali Pali. Should have been there last week. First time in a couple of decades that I was not at the show. Oh, Alexandra Palace CSG. And in 2005, isn't that lovely? That's beautiful.
I wish I was as talented as Brigitte when it came to cross stitch.
She's amazing, isn't she?
Absolutely. It was nice. I saw her through my back door yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she came round and we waved through the back, which is glass. We didn't have X-ray vision or anything. But her hair's shorter and it suits her.
Yeah, it looks lovely, doesn't it?
Does.
Really, really lovely. Oh, so that's lovely. Well done, Brigitte. Love seeing your cross stitch. This is a picture of our wall floor. So that's when we took up the floorboards.
Oh wow!
And that's when it's had a little bit of a tidy.
Are you going to put a what's it box under there, a time box with stuff from 2020 in there?
Do you know what? I'd never thought of that. We might do. Might have to
with
put
a couple of newspapers, maybe some, to show the coronavirus, what's going on.
That's the
magazines.
Yeah,
a couple of some knitting patterns, maybe. What else? I don't know. All sorts of things.
Could do. Yeah, I probably will. But it's just so weird. Underneath, and we found pipes. We've got no idea what they're for. Then we had a leak yesterday, so one of the water pipes started spraying water everywhere. So never mind. But it's all sorted. We're back on course now. But yeah, so that's a little picture of the floor. Yeah, the rest of the place. Oh,
when will you have it finished by the end of the week?
Alan is determined to have a floor down by next weekend, by this weekend coming. So fingers crossed.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, it will be if we can get a floor. So that would be brilliant. But it's just one of those things. So then on to Deborah. Her brand new to knitting socks. Click here. So step by step Winnick mum sock along tutorials. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
No, so thank you, Deborah. I'll have a look at those. That's really good. I did so maybe a couple of minutes late because I couldn't get my camera working. So
and when she did, she looked as it was all soft focus, as though the Vaseline had been put on the lens. Very nice. But
it's just another camera that I could find. So we should be back to normal tomorrow. I'll have a little bit of a practice today. But I think it's because I was using so many different programs. I had to have this meeting yesterday. So I had to use that Microsoft Teams, which I've never used before in my life. So hey ho. Maybe that's reset it. So Deborah's put this on Throwback Tuesday to the times when we went to Knit and Natters in person. Found this pic of me in mustard. Whoa! At Black Sheep Wools at the sock knitting group arranged by Winnick Mum, aka Christine Perry, in the back centre. Would highly recommend her blog and tutorials for anyone who wants to learn to make socks. We'll post the link. A, it's lovely to see you there, Deborah, and B, I love Black Sheep Wools. I've popped in there several times. I think I've said I used to, a few of my clients used to be in the centre of Manchester, so I'd have to go up to Manchester, set off about 4:30 in the morning, go up there for a 10:30 meeting, and then on my way back, I used to pop into Black Sheep Wools to chill.
And why not?
Yeah. So it's lovely, a lovely place. It's so big. So if anybody is ever in the north, it's worth going there because there's fabric, there's everything. So that's lovely. Right, what if I press now? Georgie has put this on. That's nice. Oh, what could you pop in each of those little numbers? A little chocolate, a little treat, a little token, who knows?
Or a charm.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? A little charm.
Yes.
Crochet this advent calendar and start a fun family tradition. Kiddos will love counting down the days until Santa will be making his rounds. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Really, really like that one.
When Elora was little, I used to get her sent the letter from Santa that the post office did. But at nearly 16, she's a bit big for that now.
Yeah.
But I still get her an advent calendar. Which reminds me, I saw one on John Lewis and I ummed and ahed about, but it was £150. And Richard went, what? For an advent calendar?
That was the makeup one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Makeup or beauty or something. Oh.
And I love my granddaughter dearly, but I think even she'd say, Nanny, that's too much money.
Yeah, that's too much. On to, I'm sure we, did you show this one yesterday?
Yeah. I still want to see a picture of Katie wearing it. It's just amazing.
There's
mega problems with it. That's my table and chairs,
Yeah, and showed that yesterday, did we? Yarn chicken?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deborah played yarn chicken and she ended up with about a metre left. And this we had a conversation about.
You did, right. So I think we've done all of that.
Yeah, I'm afraid I've been a bit lax in putting pictures on. Be busy doing other things. Brigitte says, with regards to a time capsule, you'll make the finder depressed with all the bad news from 2020. Only bright spark is Gogglefrogs. Well, perhaps if you put a picture of Angela and Robert in as well, with some frogs and a bag explaining what it was all about.
And the little door hanger.
Yes. And the stitch marker with a little bit of a blog, handwritten. Mind you, saying what you were, what you did, and how you started.
Yeah.
And Brigitte also says the Ali Bahali workshop was beyond the cross stitch, so other stitches in the sampler. Then Brigitte again says, Angela, yes, it's the thing I miss most since we moved to Yorkshire. No, Deborah, not Brigitte. Sorry. Angela Bailey, yes, it's the thing I miss most since we moved to Yorkshire. I used to live about half an hour away from Black Sheep Wools.
Oh, I do remember, if you've never been before, you're on like the M62 main roads in Manchester, and you come out of the centre of Manchester, and then you end up heading towards sort of Liverpool, and then you turn off. And you go down these little farmy type roads They're tiny little roads through these beautiful villages, and then suddenly you come across this black sheep walls, and it's lovely. It is so idyllic where it is, so it's well worth a visit. They have a cafe there, don't they? So you can have a lunch. I don't know if they're doing the cafe at the moment.
I've never been.
Normally, you can have a nice lunch, salads and quiches and things like that, and cakes. And there's lots and lots and lots of space. It is a huge, huge barn. And there's just loads of room to walk around. So it's lovely. They've got lots of cross-stitch patterns. It's really quite unique and unusual. And I have to say, it's quite a few years since I've been in there, but sometimes you pop in and I'll always remember they had this this beautiful alpaca wool that they were selling off for about £5 a hank, and it should have been about £25 a hank. It was amazing, this beautiful, beautiful pink, and I bought it all. And I did make it up into something, but it didn't quite work. So that's something that I really need to redo. So I need to frog the whole lot and start it again. But I did that probably about 6 years ago, 5 years ago.
Well, Deborah's saying to me, talking of advent calendars, I treated myself to a Fair Isle yarn advent calendar, which will arrive at the beginning of November. I think it'd be nice if you put a link to that on.
Yeah.
If you can, Deborah. Other people might be interested. I just daren't. I really daren't do anything like that. I'm busy knitting lavender bags and sorting out a pattern to put on another website, a Facebook page, and I don't know where the days are going at the moment. I really don't. I don't know where the time's gone, because it's 43 and I've literally got to go. Oh, and Janice says black sheep are the place to go at the K&S show, knitting and stitching show.
Yeah.
All of us around the pile yarn saying to total strangers, no, I really should not. And then buying some. Oh God, yes. Yes, Janice, yes. I have to be so strict when I go there. I have to sort of have a list and say, I want this colour for X. Otherwise, I didn't buy, and I'd still buy stuff I didn't need. But I've been to Norway a couple of times, and I've wanted to buy a Norwegian cross-stitch kit for Brigitte.
Oh.
Getting a traditional one. Can you do it? Can you? Because like I don't want the kit. I just want the design, because she's so clever and she's got all the Ada and all the threads. So I just wanted to print a design. Can't get it. Tried everywhere, all along the coast of Norway. Every yarn shop, every gift shop. Have you got? Have you got? There was one place I could have got it, and that was in a book. And books in Norway are horrendously expensive. By horrendously expensive, I mean a crochet. I've got it downstairs. A crochet pattern book that here would have cost a £5 was £15–20 there. Everything is so much more expensive, incredibly expensive. But I am now going to have to go, ladies. And gentlemen. Go to
as well.
And I will see you, figuratively speaking, Wednesday, and then actually I think on Saturday. Oh, and Deborah's going to do that if she can. She quite often has a yarn advent calendar. One year I made advent calendars for 2 knitting daughters. Never again. So much work, winding all the little balls of flour, numbering it. Yes, and gentlemen. Of course you're a gentleman, David. Of course you're a gentleman.
Yeah.
Brigitte says, yes, very expensive in Norway. I remember when I was there with the CSJ. For anybody who doesn't know, CSG is the cross-stitch guild. I think guild, Brigitte, confirm, please.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right about Karelia House near Kenmore, Scotland. It's a yarn and material shop plus a cafe. They do courses. Says I've lost it, Janice.
From Anne.
Anne, beg your pardon, Anne.
Really, Kenmore, Scotland.
Yeah. Right, now I really must go before my husband says I'm going to divorce you.
If not, you'll get the wrong.
Yeah, he's yelling now.
So, Maryam has to different work to change her head. So there's a different head down on the table. And the one thing I need to think about is this. So we all know that I think this work. We've just got this to do in the next. So I will think about finishing this up today. Because that's a time that we've got. If I was really, really nice, I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to do it slightly different, with much different ways, because I'm not going to do it better. But you can just do a film, a normal film. You don't have to do it as a show. Once you've got any pattern that has that in the front, it was really, really simple to do. I thought it would be much more difficult to do, but it's not. So it is lovely. I really, really love it. That's the one thing to do finish. And then I've got lots of things that you think to the new at start, you don't you want to use, you don't want to use. The ones that you can we're going to rose, and that really to work. And I've got more fillers. Because if you don't make it anymore, it's more like a rope, and I need to use 12 needles. And so I need to put that cardigan out because I want it cardigan and make it into the jumper. It's actually my created it, so I didn't follow a pattern. It's just my design. So I'm going to have a go at that, and make a lovely jumper with a huge, great like. It's going to be like a cable scarf around here. It's going to have some three-quarter sleeves in, little bits over the shoulder, and then it's going to be this huge, like, so it is going to be like a cable scarf around the top, and then it's just going to have an edging on the top. So I've had that in my mind for a little while now. It's just a few years since I finished the lesson for that. So I just need to really do that. And because it's on such big needles, hopefully I get that finished and use. Although really confused ideas how people can be really, really good not necessarily happen. Thought, oh, there's no light on that. Sorry. Um, 1 minute. Is that any better? Is that any better? Anybody? Let me know. Is that any better? Right, sorry about that. I have no idea what's happening with the tech at the moment. Thank you so much. Janet has just posted, hopefully got the bunting. Yes, thank you, Janet. I said thank you very much earlier in the show. It is beautiful, and I've got a call with my friend tomorrow night. So we're I have posted her a little pic though, and she is absolutely sloughed. So thank you so much. And I was saying, sorry, that I've got a jumper that I'm going to rip out and I'm going to redo. So that's what I'm going to be doing. one of those projects, because we're about to get to winter and it's beautiful colours. There's lots of dark pinks, dark greens, dark blacks, etc. It's some wool that's discontinued now, but I'm going to try and do that really, really quickly. So hopefully it won't take me very long. But you know what happens with these things. It's going to be a little jumper with a nice white welt, and then there's going to be huge cable like sash thing around the top. Although when I made the sash last time, I realised afterwards I should have made it longer so I could drape it more. So I'll probably frog a little bit of the cable and then restart and make it a little bit wide, longer. So that's what I'll end up doing. So lots and lots of ideas. Have we got enough time? Who knows? But we're coming up to that time of year when we do want things finished, don't we? And somebody who came round yesterday, one of the neighbours, he actually had a V-necked cardigan on, and I suddenly looked at it and thought, I don't actually possess what I would call a traditional V-neck cardigan. So I think that's on my list as well that I want to make. So yeah, I think I need to start making a few things for me, although I have done my knit night, haven't I? So that got finished. That's almost finished. And I just need to do a few other things, but we never have enough hours in the day, do we? So I'll just double check that there's nothing else gone into. I don't think anything else has gone into Gogglefrogs. A few comments about our floor, but hey, that's what the floor's all about. It's like come up, and when it goes back down, when we were talking earlier about what Marion said about wood, we went out, we're going to get reclaimed oak floorboards, but we've got reclaimed antique pine, and I don't normally like pine warm floorboards, but these have got they've got lots of knots and lots of splits in them and stuff, so they are very old, so they will look really nice. Fingers crossed. It'll just be nice to get a floor in, really, won't it? So it's quite interesting at the moment because we've got this tiny I've got this chair here, and then we've got a settee that has to move back about 6 inches on an evening so we can sit there, but during the day it's got to be flat against the joist, so we walk around the back, so we have no seating area other than this one chair, and that's it. Whoops. So we just have this one chair and that's it. Yeah, but it's we're getting there. We're getting there. So what wool have you bought recently? Tell me. I love knowing what's happening with the seasons, what's happening with the different colours that are coming out. So let me know what you're seeing at the moment, because I haven't really seen anything different yet. I'm just seeing the same colours and patterns. I'm not seeing anything really exciting out there, so please do let me know. I'm probably just not looking at the right patterns, because I don't know about you, do you get lots of emails that come through with ideas? And at the moment I think they are saying patterns rather than exciting wools and things, so I'd like some inspiration, please, and I will have a look. So yeah, so I tell you what I'm going to do. I've got a call coming through. I know it's about my mum, so I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to finish a little bit early, if that's all right with you today, because we've only got about 5 minutes left. So I want to say a huge thank you, Gogglefrogs, for coming joining us this morning. Hello on replay and hello on YouTube. Always lovely to see you soon, and join us tomorrow because at 8 p.m. because tomorrow evening is when we've got our evening Gogglefrogs, and then you can bring a glass set of something that you absolutely love. So I will see you tomorrow, and you take care, and happy knitting and crochet. Bye bye.